All right, everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. And in this video, guys, we've got some potentially heartbreaking news for a lot of us. So I want to get right into this video, guys, where the developers have kind of come out and said that they're investigating two known issues inside of the game right now. Let's get into this. Before we go to their posts on the forums, you guys know what the drill is. We must first and foremost pay homage to our king, Wampa. If you guys want to see Wampa hit Relegate live on stream, I will hold a special stream. We will relegate Wampa, guys. All you need to do, get this channel 5,000 subscribers. We have been growing so rapidly. You all are amazing. I love every single one of you and cannot thank you enough for all the love and support this channel gets, guys. Let's hit that 5,000 and let's get Wampa to Relegate. He might not always be in our team, but he's always right here in our hearts. Okay, guys, so I've shown this a few times on videos, but I don't know, again, it's always good to show. So if you go to your inbox and you click forums, it will actually take you to like the forums for the game. And it'll show you where the announcements and news. And there's one right here that they put out: known issues, 2 for the price of 1. And there's 2 issues that they're talking about, and they're pretty big, right? So there's the Traya Omicron performance against Lord Vader, where guys, this Omicron is just completely annihilating Lord Vader on defense, right? Like if you put Lord Vader on defense, Traya Omicron is destroying it in 5v5, in 3v3, and we'll talk about it, right? I'll show you that Omicron and what I think they're going to do. And then also the AI targeting with Scythe. And this issue's a little bit more like easy for them to fix. It's just that when the Scythe is in a fleet, the AI is targeting the weakest ship, regardless of whether that's the Scythe or like you bring in like a level 1 ship and the AI will target that ship first rather than the Scythe. And that's allowing Scythe to not only beat Profundity, but beat Executor as well. So I want to go back to the game, and I want to first, I guess I'll talk about the Scythe maybe, and then we'll get to Traya Omicron at the end. So with the Scythe, guys, right, I mean, this ship just came out via Conquest. It requires Grand Inquisitor, so a lot of people don't have it. But with this ship, it's beating Profundity, it's beating Executor, and it's like really consistent as long as you bring in a weaker ship that the AI targets. What I think the developers are going to do, I'm just going to get I don't need to spend a lot of time on this. There's so many videos out there that you can go watch. But basically, I think they're just going to hard target this ship down. Similar to the way that Jedi Knight Revan, I don't know if you guys know this, but when Jedi Knight Revan was released, his kit is designed that he will hard target Traya first. Like, regardless of who else is in that team, he targets Traya first, Nihilus second. And that is because those 2 characters can shut, like, Jedi Knight Revan down if he doesn't get the mark on Traya right away, right? She'll isolate him, cause all sorts of problems. So I think they're going to do the same thing with the Scythe, where they're just going to ensure that the AI targets the ship down, hammers it, and there's nothing that you'll be able to do about it, right? I just think that that's what they're going to do. I'm okay with that, one, because I don't have this ship, right? But really, the reason I'm okay with it is they said this was not intended to disrupt the fleet meta, and it's obviously disrupting that fleet meta. And because it's a Conquest unit, the one thing that they've kind of stuck to is that they've been really trying with these Conquest units to make them good, but that they're a level below those characters that you can wail on, right? And because you can't wail on this ship, I really think that they don't want it beating Profundity and Executor. So expect that. I wouldn't even say it's a nerf to the Scythe, right? It's going to be a buff to Profundity and a buff to Executor. I don't think they'll change the Scythe's kit. I just think that they're going to buff Executor Profundity to target this ship first. That's just my opinion. With Darth Traya, right? Her Omicron, guys, you guys know I equipped this Omicron, almost immediately. And, it's really good. It's been amazing. I've beaten Lord Vader many a times with this Omicron. And it's a unique ability, which is even more ridiculous, right? Because in 3v3, her lead doesn't beat Lord Vader, but Darth Nihilus, Traya, and Darth Sidious do. And I think that's where, I think in 5v5 they were okay with like people using Traya, Nihilus, Cylon, Talon, and like Savasha Press to beat a Lord Vader team. Like that's a pretty, you think about that in terms of like Omicrons and others, so like that's a pretty expensive team. But in 3v3, using Nihilus, Sidious, and Traya to beat a Galactic Legend, right, the most expensive Galactic Legend, was a step too far. What I think they're going to do with this Omicron, right? I mean, and it's a great Omicron. I'm not going to read it. I've covered it before, right? But what I think they will do is it's going to go the route of Qui-Gon Jinn. When Qui-Gon Jinn's Omicron was first released, you could use him to one-shot Galactic Legends. Like, it was hilarious, right? And At least with his, what I'll say was that there was a little bit of a bug with the amount of offense it was giving, but they just added this at the start of battle if there are no galactic legends, right? And I think that's the way that Traya will go, is that they don't want her beating galactic legends. I'm very torn about this, right? Very torn about this, and I will explain why I'm torn. So obviously I have Lord Vader, right? I mean, I unlocked Lord Vader very recently. I don't have Ultimate yet, right? But as someone who, did not have Lord Vader for a very long time, countering him was always a problem. And having Traya now being able to do that, like, really made my life so much easier, right? Like, it really made it, fantastic that I was able to use Traya to beat, a character that I'd struggled for so long. And I think a lot of us have this, I almost want to say PTSD from, like, Lord Vader with that Datacron with the cooldowns, and, like, it just was so long that he was the, 4 months where he just was the king of everything. And now watching him get kicked to the curb by Traya and some other Sith is hilarious. So I'm torn because, like, I hated Lord Vader for so long, like, having to go up against him, and it's so nice to be able to just, like, destroy him with nothing, right? But on the flip side, as a Lord Vader owner, right, and I'm going to be, I'm honest with you guys, like, as a Lord Vader owner, it's going to tick me off that I can't use this character on defense in fear of a Traya Omicron, right? Here's where what I think they'll do, right? I think they'll just add that, if they're, as long as there aren't any galactic legends, this stuff happens. I don't think they can buff Lord Vader, right? Like, if they, would do something with Lord Vader, like, oh, every time he's inflicted with a debuff, because the Traya team inflicts debuffs, right, that he gains, like, health and protection or something, right? Well, you think about how much harder that makes the mirror match with Lord Vader, right? Because all those damage over times. You think about how much harder that would make a Jedi Master Luke battle. Even like a Kenobi battle, right? The locked, healing, immunity, and vulnerable. Those are debuffs. Armor Shred is a debuff. So, thermal detonators, all these things, like, they would make him way too good, right? So I don't think they'll buff him. I think that they'll just add the, hey, as long as there aren't galactic legends, this is what's going to happen, right? I think that would be the answer if they do anything. I feel very confident in saying that I think Scythe will get fixed, right? I feel like 1000% confident that I think Scythe will get fixed because they flat out said they did not want it disrupting the fleet meta. With Traya, I think they'll fix her, but I think it's going to have to take them a little bit more time because, again, this Omicron loses a lot of value if it just goes to, if there's no galactic legends, because now I can't use it against Jabba, I can't use it against Lord Vader, or even like a Jedi Master Luke, right? Like, you lose Traya, she just goes back to her normal self. And CG hasn't refunded these Omicrons before. I don't know if I would take it off of her, right? Like, I don't know that they'll refund these, right? And if they did refund it, I don't know if I would put it back on or not, because I really did it because I thought it would beat Lord Vader. That was really why I did this. So I guess I've been rambling a little bit, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is that I think this is happening. When they say investigating, it doesn't always mean a nerf, but I feel pretty confident that they're going to nerf Traya and then buff Profundity and Executor to stop the Scythe counter. I just think that Lord Vader, Profundity, Executor, look, guys, at the end of the day, this game is about money. And they make the game too much money to allow something like the Darth Traya, who's a very free-to-play accessible character, with a single Omicron, right? At Relic 3, I beat a Relic 8 Lord Vader. I don't think they're going to allow this to continue happening. So I think that those things are coming. Prepare yourselves for it. But honestly, guys, I'm going to say I think it's okay. Like, when you get Lord Vader, right? When you get to that point where, yes, I finally got Lord Vader, do you want an enemy's Traya beating that on defense? No, I don't even want your Imperial Troopers beating this on defense. So, all that to say, guys, I think that, it's unfortunate. Like, it sucks because, Lord Vader, it's like he always gets something, but remember that he does make them money and he keeps this game going, guys. So that's the video. That's the news coming from the developers. I want to get this out in front of you guys. As always, like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you. Cheers.